Yeah. So I finally found where they normally keep it, but they told me they don't have it. They always tell me come back later, come back later. Last year or so, they'll tell me, we've ordered more, and I'll come home and find it. You know. So I'm trying to record this police brutalizing me. Grabbing, pushback, stores, especially in my house, I don't want to go to. Punched out here to Flatbush Avenue, Target, and since last year they always tell me to come back with the way I did that. And I'll come back and find it. It's tired. These police are really pushing back when you sue them. They destroy your case. Ghana was helping with the court papers when I sued them, they killed them. My mother was also part of the lawsuit. She said she was getting followed. Our own daughter trying to kill her. It's been a mess. And every day I'm experiencing death threat. If I try to use the bathroom, I've been homeless 15 years. Any bathroom I try to use, the police will invade and throw me out of the bathroom on bogus charges. So they can just kill you and claim it's an accident. And walk away scot free and you're dead. Yeah, and they'll find some family member to give all you the money. So, and they see my family so compromised. My mother's address are part of the killer gang. So they know, so they're banking, we can just kill this person and the family's so compromised. They would be happy to take any money and share it with the mafia, NYPD mafia. So my mother's address are part of a gang. They kill people for money, a narcotic gang. I couldn't believe until they killed my mother also and stole her property. So I've been getting followed by gang members that try to jump me, punch me. They use little kids and they call the police on me anyway. Say in America they call it being a Karen. People do that to get people killed. Call the police on you and lie against you, especially as a black person. And the Nigerian embassy is not helping me either. I've been contacting FIFA, they won't help me either. For the Nigerian embassy not helping me, they said FIFA even gave Nigeria extra opportunities to qualify for the World Cup because they couldn't make it during the regular qualifying series. So there was a playoff system they introduced, but I said Nigeria wasn't even qualified. But FIFA turned the system around, the statistics around to make Nigeria qualify. I decided, at the playoff also in Morocco recently, the opponent, the Democratic Republic of Congo, scored goals that was cancelled by the referee just to make Nigeria qualify, and the game went on to penalties, and Nigeria still lost. And so it's like there's all kinds of match fixing going on. Whereby, as I'm trying to get FIFA to investigate the police brutality going on here, whereby, I as an African, I'm getting attacked. My mother has been killed. A Black American helping me has been killed, and some other Africans are getting robbed of all our immigration documents. As me also, my mother was also getting robbed when she was alive of her immigration documents. So I've been telling FIFA like it's not safe here for Africans. The police don't help you. When my father came in 1970s, it was a Spanish guy from Puerto Rico was befriending my father. My father was a young man from Nigeria going to college. I said this Spanish guy would always ask my father his itinerary, what time he going to come back from school. He will come to my father's house. So my father had a lot of stuff. My father went to school one day before my father came back. This Spanish guy broke into the house, stole everything, was wearing my father's clothes and everything. So my father saw him outside, called the police. That is carrying all my father's property. I said this guy pulled a knife and the police would arrest him either. So my father left America in the 70s. And even now, I get robbed all the time, the police won't help you. Even as a Black American rapper now, as I say, he always steals green cards from foreigners. And he has become so rich, it's now worth almost $1 billion. And the police won't prosecute him. Even though I heard when you steal someone's immigration document, you can be charged with false imprisonment. Because without someone's immigration document, they can't travel freely. I had a green card, 2 green cards issued to me in 2008 when my immigration court case was over. No, they're supposed to give you 1, but they mistakenly gave me 2. My mother held 1 for me. I held 1 for myself. When my mother daughters killed my mother, they stole that green card that she was keeping for me. And also my childhood passport. So I can't really travel freely now. And the other green card I had, the police arrested me in 2019. I believe my mother's daughter's gang helped set me up. A guy came and jumped me. He was touching my hair. I said, stop touching me. I don't know who you are. And the police came and arrested me. I went to lock up and stole my green card. So I can't work. I can't travel freely. So, and they said, that's false imprisonment. Because they said to get a new green card, you have to have a passport. And the Nigerian embassy also said to get a new passport, you have to bring your old passport. So my mother's daughters had stolen all my old passport. When they killed my mother, they went into my mother's storage. My mother used to keep my childhood passport for me because I was stamped into my mother's passport as a child. So that would have been enough proof to get to try to get a new passport from the Nigerian embassy and stuff. And they promised to help the Nigerian embassy. They've not helped me. So I don't have any ID. Any photo ID. Even when the police arrested me in the bathroom recently, they said they're not going to let me go. After they took me to their prison, they said they were going to give me a ticket to appear in court later, but they told me I don't have a photo ID, so they're not going to let me go. So they can hold on to you forever because you don't have an ID to identify yourself. When I tried to apply for food stamp, because the Biden administration made it easy last year to apply for food stamp even if you don't have an ID as an immigrant. As soon as they approved the food stamp, they removed my picture. So this Eric Adams is the mayor, is the Black American mayor, and I believe he wants me not to have an ID. Because if you don't have a photo ID in this country, you can't get nothing done. And they're trying to lure me into a fake marriage so that the person can kill me and file lawsuit on my behalf and create a new family for me and kill me and file a lawsuit and get the money. So this is what they're working on. This Eric Adams and this Trump administration, they've seen I'm owed a lot of money because I was arrested wrongfully by the immigration in 2000. And even though my mother was with me, she had a green card, and I was a minor child, she brought me here. And they arrested me, and I said I wasn't qualified to come. Even though the procedure say when a permanent resident brings a child here, even if the child doesn't have a visa, they should give the child a humanitarian visa. They don't have to arrest them. And they arrested me, and the case lasted 8 years, and I finally got my green card. Another green card has been stolen. My mother's daughter stole it, and also the police stole the extra one I had on me. And then the police removed my mother from my home on Staten Island, the NYPD, the local police here. So I've been trying to sue the police also for taking my home. And the guy helped me with the coffee because every gun has been killed. So this is what is going on. So I always buy memory cards. I always record everything happening to me. And stores don't want to send me memory cards. And I'm carrying a lot of bags. I get tired just going up and down from Manhattan to Brooklyn. And sometimes the trains don't have elevators. I have to try to carry these up the staircase. My tires is now wiggly as I'm carrying, so the tire's gonna break soon. I always buy this car for like $20 from Chinese stores, and it doesn't last too long. Within a week from walking around, it falls down. And I'm trying to read all the newspaper. The train bashing to me as I was walking on the platform, sideswiped me. They didn't stop. And I heard a train crushed a Brazilian girl's leg. She just won $81 million. And the courts really scolded them that they should have barricades so that when you're walking on the platform, the train won't crush you. I guess this girl was walking on the platform and I don't know what happened. They said the plane hit her also and she lost her leg. And they always try to crush me with a train. So I'm trying to reach out to a lawyer. A lawyer said Elliot, and she said this MTA is negligent. They always try to crush me with a train door. And now they want to kill me before I file a lawsuit because they've been so bitter that, a Brazilian girl won $81 million. This is a lady, I don't mean to call her girl. She won $81 million recently. I said the MTAs are appealing. So it's like this MTA is against foreigners. And they hit her with a train after that verdict came out in Queens. To say, it's like, for that Brazilian girl winning $81 million, they want to kill me. As a foreigner also, that you foreigner, anytime one of you win money, one of you has to die or something. So the MTA, is being run by Black American called Chryslo Demetrius. I always reach out to him on the street and everything. I always tell him he's too busy to answer me. I send him emails. He doesn't answer me either. He promises to answer my email. I tell him to keep sending emails. That one is going to answer. I'm like, they're about to kill me. Your subway service. Can you just help me right now? The last time I saw him, he said I should send him an email. He's going to answer this time around. They said the police are arresting me on your subway, lying on me, filing fake bogus charges against me, coming to grab me in the toilet, in the Penn Station also. So FIFA is not safe here. If anybody can just donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless before they kill me. My mother has been killed, the Black American family has been killed. So I can get a hotel room or apartment. Please, I'm not looking for marriage. I'm not looking for love. Please, all you scammers, stay away from me. I know what is going on. No, I'm not interested. A guy took me home in 2020. I couldn't find a bathroom to use. They lock up all the public bathrooms I normally use in the train station. He said I could come to his house to use the bathroom. I was begging people on the train that I need a place to use the bathroom. Can I please? They lock up the bathroom. And nobody will help me. And hours later, this guy showed up in the train station so I could follow him home. I said, thank you, sir. You're like God sent. I don't know who sent you, but I think it's God. I will go to his house and tell me yesterday I have to marry him to use the bathroom. And so I said, no. He beat me, raped me, and and left me hostage. Said if I run away, His police, he said his member, he said he has friends with the police that would kill me, file bogus charges and kill me. I was afraid to leave his house. And finally I called the police. He was punching me almost every time. I had blood on my face, and the police came, took a picture of my face, and told me, get away from it, with the blood on my face. They didn't arrest him, so I've been out on the street, and I've been getting punched everywhere I go. They hire black Americans to punch me. I'm a Nigerian. So please donate money to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. I can't even find a memory card to buy. I go up and down the street, Manhattan to Brooklyn. I'm so tired. The police are brutalizing me, and nobody's helping me. I can't even find a memory card. So please, if you're watching my video from anywhere in the world, donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless, so I could go rent an apartment. I'm a Nigerian. I'm stranded in America. My green card has been stolen. My passport has been stolen. And I'm just trying to get justice for my dead mother. And I'm going to try and get justice for myself. So I really can't leave either. There's nowhere safe for me. I was born a male. I'm not a woman. So I'm a Nigerian gay. I'm stranded in America. So please, worldwide, donate money to me. They've killed my mother. Nobody helps me to get justice here. So please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. I'm not looking for marriage. I'm not part of any cult. There's a black American pastor on Instagram. He said, if you're a Christian, all your money belongs to the church. So in case I get killed, and some pastor says, no, I'm a Christian and they want all my money no, I did not join any Christian cult. I'm a Christian quite alright, but I'm not a member of any Christian cult. I do follow people on Instagram just for just to find out what is going on, because some people know what I'm going through, and they use it as jokes and pranks on Instagram. And I reached out to them. So I'm like, there was a day I was arrested in the bathroom. And ever since that, this Nigerian he has a girlfriend that's black American. His name is Louise J and Muiz, Muiz. And as soon as I got arrested, I saw him in Manhattan, but it was much darker skin. I don't know if he was wearing a makeup when I saw him. And I said, sir, can you please help me? And he said no. Then he's been making jokes on his Instagram page about somebody using toilets. He says his girlfriend was using the plunger to smear him. And she was pretending it was accidental. So my mother said when she was alive, my mother was alive, she told me our daughter's Flora's husband is a black American and in the US military. So one day he clogged the bathroom, and he told my mother to come and look into the bathroom. And my mother said he almost used the dirty plunger to hit her in the face. So he clogged the bathroom, and so my mother said she went into the bathroom with him. He was trying to show her, she told him the bathroom is clogged. And he now claims he's going to fix it as a U.S. soldier. And my mother said he almost hit her in the face with the plunger, with doo-doo on it. So my mother would just cry and cry, and said soon he wanted to beat her and kill her. So he doesn't want her in the house. He's a black American, and he would try to punch my mother one day. So the police came and told my mother she has to leave. She's the troublemaker. So she's homeless here in New York, and so she left that Flores house, went to live with her other daughter, Bolanle, and that Bolanle said she doesn't want her either. And, so my mother said she has nowhere to go, so she stayed in that Bolanle. She said that Bolanle would give her food poisoned with antifreeze fluid. So my mother started having heart problems, started having bloody diarrhea. So my mother got on the Greyhound to come to New York, and she started having a heart attack on the Greyhound bus. Well, she told the bus driver to keep driving. And when they got to New York, they finally went to Bellevue Hospital. Then the driver showed up and told the hospital to lock her up in the psych ward. To get my mother more angry, and my mother got angry and finally died. And for 10 years, no lawyer would help me in America. So please donate money to my Cash App. Before they kill me, they say a lot of Africans get killed like that from Diallo, and they won't get no justice. They'll claim it's an accidental killing. And they'll give the money to someone, and they'll just pay your family member. So I believe this is what they want, because they know my mother's daughters are part of a narcotic gang, Bolanle and Flora. And my mother said our other daughter in Nigeria, Funke, is also part of a gang there, because that one hates my mother, because my mother married another person to give birth to me. So that one wanted to throw me out of the window when I was a child in Nigeria. My mother had to call the police to arrest that Funke. So, but our father's family is powerful. They released her from prison, and she was never prosecuted. And so my mother became a U.S. citizen. That Funke always contacted my mother to file a green card for her. My mother said no. She has forever separated from that daughter for trying to throw me out of the window in Nigeria. So my mother said that Funke is not talking to her. My mother's daughters here in Pennsylvania. Before my mother died, my mother felt there was something going on between them. that they may be trying to kill her. And because my mother has properties all over the world, she has properties in Ghana, she has properties in Nigeria. She bought some of the gold stocks in Ghana and stuff. She invested in gold, gold investment in Ghana. And since she's been killed, I've got nothing. They don't tell me about nothing. All my mother's properties in Nigeria, they don't tell me about nothing. So they divide the properties behind my back. So this is what I'm going through. So my mother said my address are also part of a killer gang here in America at Bologna, Florida. So they believe, the police believe they can kill me. The killer gang can just inherit the money and share it with the police. So my life is not safe at all. So there's the black American guy. As soon as I got arrested in the bathroom, he did a skit with his black American girlfriend. And they were playing with plunger in the bathroom. My mother said, so I guess he may be trying to hint to me that the police that came to attack me in the bathroom on November 14, 2025, my mother's daughter's gang invited them. Because they always attack with there was a Spanish woman that came into the bathroom with me, said, I would love to go to jail for committing hate crime against you. So your doo-doo stinks. Get out of here, you stinking African. I was like, excuse me, this is a hate crime. This is a hate crime. They said, yes, I don't care. Say, all you Africans, your doo-doo always stink. Say, get out of here, you stinking doo-doo person. And when I was in the bathroom, and soon the police came and arrested me days later when I was just in the bathroom there again. So this movies guy, I don't know if he's also part of a different gang or whatever, but it seems it's a Nigerian, he's a black American. So that's the plunger joke they did as soon as I got arrested in the bathroom. My mother said his girlfriend is black American, and my mother said Ayinde, a black American that's married to my mother's daughter Flora, used to try to attack her with a plunger in the bathroom. So here's the black American, they're doing the skit. So the black American will call the Nigerian guy over. So she's acting like the black American guy, Ayinde, my mother's daughter's husband, my Flora's husband, that hit my mother in the face with a dirty plunger. And my mother said she cried. And they tried to punch my mother and the police in Pennsylvania to my mother to get out of the house. She's the troublemaker. My mother has a Nigerian accent and she's falling cute. That's her, Now, you see, So putting a dirty plunger on my boyfriend's face to see his reaction. Yeah, that's it. My mother said her husband, our daughter's Flora husband, a black American, did it to her. Put the dirty plunger in my mother's face. The elder abused my mother to death. Everybody just making fun of his kid. My mother was a US citizen, everybody just making fun of her. So I got arrested November 14, 2025. So my mother's, so the comment you just made, are you a witch? My daughter has sickle cell. In Nigeria, they consider people with sickle cell as witch. They call them, they say they died too quick. They came into the world to kill their parents. So him saying, are you a witch? Are you a witch? My mother said a pastor told her her daughter Flora may have witchcraft. But in Nigeria, they categorize anybody with sickle cell as witchcraft. So even after I told me, she went to a church once and the pastor told her she has an evil spirit. So my mother was saying that Flora, when she was a kid, she normally talks to the wall and stuff. But she brought her to America and prayed, and my mother said they removed the witchcraft. So my mother, my mother didn't really believe she was a witch. She was like, my mother took her to church and they prayed and removed any. But in Nigeria, my mother's daughter Flora has sickle cell. So in Nigeria, they call them die early. They call them die early. Abiku, they call them Abiku in Nigeria. They say they die early. They say they're witches. So this Nigerian guy making such a comment. So the FBI always listening to everything my mother told me. I'll be on the phone with my mother. She'll be in Pennsylvania. She'll tell me all this. So the FBI is listening. And I guess the FBI is just, giving out all of my surveillance to people to just make fun. Nobody helps me. So they killed my mother, said she was crazy. My mother wasn't crazy. I was just having fun. And then people, anytime anybody sees this, this is crazy. People are laughing at the way they killed my mother. Our daughters locked her up, so she's crazy. She speaks with a Nigerian accent. So people are making fun of dead Nigerians. FIFA don't bring the World Cup to America. They're making fun of dead Nigerians. And for 10 years, no law in America would help me. They just laugh at me. So your mother died because she's so stupid. So get out of here. I said, excuse me, what did you just say? I will have no proof. Some of the lawyers said, go and kill yourself also. So the police told them, don't help the African get justice. A black American that was trying to help me, my mother has been killed. I regard her. So it's just, So I need a FOIA to be done, or the FBI surveillance of my phone. As my mother was talking to me about all this stuff, our daughter's husband, Ayinde Flores' husband in Pennsylvania, used the deadly plan to hit her face. And then they locked my mother up as crazy. She died angry. So now the FBI is providing all these surveillance tapes to people to just make fun of me. They say they do it in Guantanamo Bay torture as a way to torture foreigners to Guantanamo Bay. They will be mocking those Arabs they arrested, and some of those Arabs will commit suicide. Say the prison warden. So I get they just want me to commit suicide. Every day I'm being mocked in the bathroom, and the police will invade the bathroom, and the Nigerian government's not helping me. So if you're watching my video worldwide, please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless, so I can, get the money, and go rent an apartment before they kill me in the bathroom and claim I'm crazy. So anytime I was using the bathroom, on, yesterday, and the police came in there. Somebody said I smell. And so you have to leave the bathroom. I'm like, I'm using the bathroom. Why are you going to keep attacking me? So somebody said I smell in the bathroom. I have to leave. So they say they make fun of Africans, call us smelly. It's a fight word. They're just trying to get me to fight the police so the police can kill me. And then they can then say, I have my mother's daughter say I was just a crazy person fighting everybody. So nobody should believe anything I said about them. Nobody should believe my mother either. That me and my mother are just crazy, and thank God we died. And they get to keep the money. So they believe this will be the blessed present for my mother's daughters. They killed my mother, they called my mother crazy and killed her, locked her up in the mental ward. And if the police also kills me and say I'm crazy, I believe this will set my mother's daughters free. That me and my mother are just so crazy. And only our daughters are sane. And our daughters are very violent. They went to prison for beating up the white family my mother placed them with. My mother took them to Nigeria in 1988, and they used to beat my mother bawling and for used to beat my mother. So my mother, I arranged with the white family to bring them back to America, and as soon as they got here, they beat up the white family in 1990. They had to put them in foster care. So they've always been violent. They have criminal histories also. So there was a time when I came to America, I was my eye was crossed. So I went to a doctor. In Staten Island. I told them, my eyes crossed, and I don't know, and I said my mother, so I said my mother's daughter. I was telling them my eye is crossed, and they'll tell me your eyes is not crossed, you're just crazy thinking about it. So I finally went to a psychiatric doctor because my mother's daughters would tell me you're just crazy thinking your eyes is crossed, your eyes is not crossed, stop saying your eyes is crossed, you're crazy. So I finally went to a psychiatrist. I said, try and find a psychiatrist to help you. I said my eyes crosses sometimes. So they finally convinced me to find a psychiatrist to help me. So I went to a psychiatrist on Staten Island, and I told her, look, my eyes is crossed, and people tell me it's not crossed, I'm just crazy imagining it. And the psychiatrist said, your eyes is not crossed. I think you're crazy imagining it also. Those people are right, so I'm going to call you delusional from now on. I said, I just wanted you to send me to a eye doctor, that could examine my eye, because I heard that sometimes people have cross eyes that switches on and off. I said, I don't see your cross eyes. I said, the people that tell you that you're crazy for thinking, you have cross eyes, they're right. I said, there's something called like intermittent strabismus, where someone's eyes can cross on and off. So my eye crosses on and off. It's very hard to spot. I said, please send me to a eye doctor. She was like, no, I'm going to call you delusional from now on. So that doctor, she's a Russian doctor, misdiagnosed me as delusional. So my mother told her daughters. So her daughters were so happy. And so our daughters told my mother to bring me back to Pennsylvania. now that I have that misdiagnosis. So my mother tricked me. At that time, my mother was staying in a hotel on Staten Island. The police had just evicted her from another house. Say we are two people in a room. And in America, they don't allow two people in a room. So we are mother and child in a room. So the police evicted us. So me and my mother was staying in a hotel, and it was too expensive. So I just told her to trick me to come back to Pennsylvania. You know. So my mother said, I should go with her to Pennsylvania. She didn't even tell me where we're going. We just went to Manhattan. I just came here from Nigeria with my mother, so I don't really know the way. So we left Staten Island. We got to Manhattan. I saw my mother buying bus ticket to Pennsylvania. I said, I'm not going to Pennsylvania with you. She was like, we're going for a brief visit, and we're going to come back. So I was like, okay. So when we got to Pennsylvania, I noticed my mother was getting into a car, and this Flora was going to drive her back to the Greyhound station to come back to New York. So I got into the car also, and this Flora dragged me out of the car and hit me with the car. And people in Pennsylvania, 636 Industry Street, they were watching, is this a movie? What is going on? And the Bolale called the police. Said I was crazy, I had a weapon, and she needs police help. And the police came and took me away. They came, at that time, Diallo had just been killed. So that Bolale always talks about it. That it's so easy to get the police to kill somebody in America, so I should watch my back. So that Diallo can happen to any African in America. So, they now thought, since they convinced me to go see a psychiatrist, that I keep saying my eyes crossed, my eyes not crossed, I should go see a psychiatrist, this is crazy. So I didn't know they were just manipulating me so they can have an evidence to harm me and get away with it. So they wanted me to be killed like Diallo so they can get the cash. So they wanted me to be diagnosed as crazy so they can then tell my mother to call the police on me. Because my mother said she was tired of my immigration case. She's been spending money on lawyers. So my mother told my daughters to abandon me. So just called me crazy, abandon me on the street. So the government would take care of me. So my mother said she doesn't want to do that. So I daughter said, that's what you got to do. So, it says that's a liability. So at that time, I was already over 19. And she was like, any person in America that's 18 years old, don't have a job, has a court case, say that's a liability, So my mother was telling her daughters to, my mother was trying to buy a house, and I guess the realtor said our mortgage will be less if she has a co-signer, because, she put me in a tax refund and she's taking care of me. So they said because of she's taking care of me, our mortgage will be higher. But she has a co-sign. Address. I said, no, they're not going to co-sign for her. So address trick. I said, just get rid of the child and you can buy your house yourself. But we're not going to. So they came up with a plan to have me diagnosed as crazy, and abandon me to the mental ward, and then my mother will move on with her life. So the address convinced me that, that eye crossing you think you have is crazy. Get yourself diagnosed with a psychiatrist. We won't know about it. Just you find a psychiatrist. So they manipulated me. I was a teenager from Nigeria. I didn't have any support system. So those daughters, Bolani and Flora, manipulated me. So that's why I called a psychiatrist. I was like, okay, because my eyes crosses, I see double vision sometimes. And she was a Russian doctor. I don't even think she understands English that well. I said, if somebody told me, it's crazy that I think my eyes crossed, that my eyes not. And she said, that person is right. You must be crazy if you think your eyes crossed. So I was like, can you send me to a real ophthalmologist, a neurologist to make sure I don't have problem with my nerves, my eye nerves, that causes me to see, to become cross-eyed sometimes on and off. I was just like, I won't send you to ophthalmologist. I'll just give you drugs and make you just accept that you're crazy. You're just thinking about this. That's not real. That your eyes not crossed. And then she misdiagnosed me, and I told so my mother told her daughters. So her daughters told her to bring me back to Pennsylvania, so that they can abuse me. And then they hit me with a car and called the police on me to lock me up in the psych ward. So while I was in the psych ward, I told the hospital, Mercy Hospital, in 2001, that look, I have an immigration court case that my mother's daughters is just trying to get me, deported and killed by the police. That's why they made up a lie, and then the doctor called my mother's daughter. Is it true that this person has an immigration case and you had them abducted by the police so that they would miss their case and then they can be deported? So the mother wouldn't have to keep hiring lawyers and paying money on them, paying their feeding expenses because they can't work in America. No, so my mother's daughter bluntly told the hospital, that's a lie. That I don't have any immigration case is part of the delusion, I believe. I have a cross eye and I believe I have immigration. So they should medicate me some more. So the hospital caught onto the scheme. And so they called my mother's daughter, Bolanle. So this person is telling us they have an immigration case, and you lied on this person that they don't have an immigration case, so that we could put them in the mental ward so they can miss their court date, so the immigration can deport them, and so the mother wouldn't have to be paying their feeding allowance. So just trying to get rid of the person by dumping them in the mental ward. So that Bolanle said, no, I wouldn't do that. This person is really crazy, has a lot of delusional beliefs, like they're cross-eyed, that they have an immigration case, none of it is real, And so the hospital told me, we spoke with your mother's sister. They told us it's part of your delusion. You don't have an immigration court case. We're going to start injecting you with stronger drugs because you keep using the phone, keep calling, lawyers saying you have an immigration case. So we're going to give you a stronger dose of your medicine because we don't just stay off the phone. Stop calling people that have an immigration case. We're going to increase your. I said, please, just let me make one last phone call. I have a lawyer. His name is Rav De Pietro. I said, no, don't touch the phone. You're delusional. You're bothering people. You're calling all these lawyers up. Say you have an immigration case. And your mother's daughter is not real. Say, don't touch the phone. I said, just one last phone call. One last phone call. Don't beat me up. Because they beat people in a psychiatric hospital in America. I was like, okay, this last phone call. So I called, and the lawyer picked up. I said, can you please talk to my doctor? I'm in a psychiatric hospital. My mother's daughter's lied. I don't have an immigration case. I'm just imagining it. And they spoke with my lawyer, and the lawyer, Ralph DiPietro in New York, said I do have an immigration case. And they have to release me to come back to New York for the immigration case. And the hospital told me they're so sorry that they didn't know my mother's daughters could lie without any. It's so easy. So that is crazy. So your family set you up to lock you up in a psychiatric lockup so that you miss your immigration course and be deported, so they didn't have to pay your feeding allowance, they don't have to take care of you, and and they apologized to me, and they told me, and they released me. They never called the police to arrest that Bolanle. This was in 2001, and I came back to New York. 14 years later, that Bolanle called my mother crazy, locked her up, killed her. So Mercy Hospital, I need to hold them responsible. And I heard of another Nigerian. He said they locked him up also recently under this Eric Adam, called him crazy. He was homeless. He was not crazy. They say, even they say rappers like Little Kim will make fun of Nicki Minaj, that you sound crazy. Even people like, some Americans believe we Africans, that we foreigners speak with a funny accent and we sound crazy to them. My mother even said that when she brought her daughters here from Nigeria, they put her daughter in a special class for retard. They said because she has a Nigerian accent, it means she's retarded. So Americans generally believe we foreigners don't speak correct English, so they are misdiagnosing foreigners as mentally ill. My mother said when she brought that Flora here from Nigeria, they had to put her in a special class for mental retard because she had an accent. I said the way she was speaking English, they believe she has a speech impediment. So having a foreign accent is not a speech impediment, but they say some Americans, believe, so they're locking us all foreigners up in the mental wards. They locked my mother up in the mental ward, even though she was a nursing assistant. I do speak American English now because, they were able to teach them American English when she brought them from Nigeria in the 1980s. So they used that as a leverage and they get my mother locked up. So, and the police now want to get them to co-sign. The police want to kill me in the bathroom somewhere and have the daughters, because they learned American English from my mother brought them from Nigeria in the 1980s. And then use it to convince the American populace that it's true, this person is just crazy and the police didn't do nothing wrong. So the police have been trying to kill me. So they're putting a hit on Africans to kill them in America as killing practice. I contacted this mayor, Eric Adams, that a black American helped me. Also, the police declared him crazy and killed him. And this Eric Adams wouldn't help me. I posted to it. And now he's been playing music on his Instagram. So he doesn't have time for haters. He's busy. Lady Gaga song. I saw that Eric Adams in person some months ago this year near the Immigration Plaza. I think he came to that area to throw me because I always go to that area near the Immigration Plaza to beg for money. And he came around that area on Wall Street and Church Street, to throw me that nothing, like I'm a loser. So I saw him, I said, Eric Adams, I said, sir, can you please help me? And he ran away from me like I was crazy into the law school. So I was surprised, like, why doesn't he have his police protection? So they're having black Americans mock Africans. This Eric Adams is also joining in. And he posted a video on Instagram, because I follow his account on Instagram, singing the Lady Gaga song, Says, he doesn't answer his haters because he's too busy to answer haters. I always criticize him that he doesn't help me. He's only helping his fellow black Americans. So I guess they say he's friends with the FBI, and I've been put on FBI surveillance since 2000 when my mother brought me here when they arrested my JFK, said my visa wasn't good. You know, so they say Eric Adam has friends in the FBI. He's been working with the police since he got out of prison as a child for sex abusing a woman as a 12-year-old boy. And then as soon as he came out of prison, he went and joined the police force. And so this is him playing the song to mock me. Sorry. So, so I've been sending messages and ignores me. I send videos to him every day. Anytime the police arrest me, beat me up, I'll send him video, and this is his response to me. And somebody has been getting me banned on Instagram. Anytime I send him a video on Instagram, they ban me. So your messages are too controversial, you're banned. And so this is him. And he said that the police will be arresting homeless. He said a lot of homeless are crazy, and the police should be watching out for any sign. So some of them appear dirty. So anytime I use the bathroom, they tell me I smell in the bathroom. My doo-doo smell, the police will invade the bathroom to arrest me. They say my anus, my doo-doo smell crazy. So this Eric Adam is a black American trying to kill me as a Nigerian. So please, anywhere you're watching my video, please donate money to me. They're using Africans for killing practice in America. They tell me my doo-doo smells funny in the bathroom and I have to be killed. So please, if you're watching my video, please donate money to my Cash App NYC Homeless so I can go get an apartment and hide in an apartment and contact the court. I said they allow you to do video conferencing in court. I've been reaching out to the court, they all ignore me. So I want to go rent an apartment, hide in my apartment, and hire a lawyer if I get enough money. And if the court needs me to come to court, I will answer by video conferencing. Because anytime I step outside, the police try to kill me. So they say the court can allow you to testify through video conference. Because I still have to be here to get justice for my dead mother and to get justice for myself. And as a gay Nigerian, I'm not safe anywhere in the world. So I was born a male, I'm not a woman. So I finally went to a doctor, a high doctor, a neuro-ophthalmologist, Sunni, who said, I'm not crazy. And he said, I have intermittent strabismus, and said surgery will be needed. He said my cross-eye comes on and off. So the doctor diagnosed me as not crazy. I just have intermittent cross-eye strabismus, and said surgery will correct it. So that's why sometimes my eye crosses. So this is the story of a woman that was hit by a train. $81 million and won $81 million. She's a Brazilian woman. So the train hit me also some days ago. So I guess the MTA is appealing, and I guess they intentionally got a train to hit me some days ago. As I was walking on the sidewalk, the train hit her also as she was trying to enter the train. So they said the MTA should have had barricades. I used to tell the MTA that they need to have barricades on the platform so the train doesn't sideswipe people. So they said the MTA is appealing. I was born in 1981. They issued the Brazilian woman $81 million. So the MTA is appealing. And then they tried to hit me with the MTA. They hit me with the MTA car. Yeah, train car on Friday, recently in Queens. Said she was a Brazilian woman. He said the train hit her in Atlantic Avenue. They always bother me on Atlantic Avenue. Well, they said this has happened since 2016. Recently now they bother me in Atlantic Avenue. Bring the police to mass arrest homeless. Yeah. She was from Brazil. I think, she's a 21-year-old. I think at some point they said she's from Brazil. So the MTA is appealing. And then they tried to hit me with a train. They hit me with a train some days ago. It's like they're so jealous that this Brazilian lady won money in America. Yeah, so she's from Brazil. So they want me to die also. That anytime a foreigner wins money. So please, they're just using me as a scapegoat for everything. And then Nigerian embassy won't help me. And the FIFA is rewarding Nigerian embassy, anybody that don't help me. You know, they said FIFA gave Nigeria, extra chances to qualify for the World Cup. The referee canceled the goal. An opponent scored, DRC scored against Nigeria. And I'm sure a lot of the Congolese must have been panicking, like, what is going on? People die of a heart attack. So this FIFA will be into match fixing. My life is not safe. For the World Cup in 2026, as I'm criticizing that America is not safe for Africans, their police want to kill me also. And use me as a scapegoat. It's so easy to kill an African and call them crazy. Even a black American rapper called Nicki Minaj, Little Kim, saying you sound crazy. She was insulting Little Kim. Nicki Minaj was insulting Little Kim was insulting Nicki Minaj and Drake. Drake is a Canadian rapper. Say they sound crazy. You speak with a fake English. So some Americans regard us. Even Wendy Williams said this girl, this lady from England, Naomi Campbell, this just sounds crazy, or somebody like that said Naomi Campbell. You can tell she's crazy right away because even her English sounds crazy. There's some Americans regard us foreigners. Our accent sounds like speech impediment to the American ear. I don't know if that's just the real stuff. It's just a little bit of xenophobia attached to that. I know. If you're not used to hearing somebody's accent, they may sound different to you, but to think it sounds crazy, that's just xenophobia, I would think. I just don't know. I don't know. So please, I don't want to be part of any of these controversies. I have my life to live. So please, worldwide, donate money to my Cash App, NYC Homeless, and also to investigate this FIFA for match fixing. Because I was telling the FIFA, I love Africans are getting robbed, how immigration documents are getting stolen, and the FIFA doesn't contact me back. So you got to investigate what's going on in New York. The Africans are getting killed. And the FIFA president said he knows Trump. He always visits Trump. And Infantino, that's his name. And he said America is safe. I'm like, how would you know if you don't investigate? They canceled the World Cup in Nigeria and gave it to Qatar. The Youth World Cup, they said there was a meningitis in Nigeria. So if a country is not safe, even in England, they always ban the British stadiums from hosting World Cup qualifying matches because of violence towards foreigners. So the FIFA has always said, anywhere there's violence based on racism or xenophobia, especially now they're linking it to me criticizing that America is not safe to host the World Cup. And they're retaliating with their police jumping me everywhere. And this mayor is not helping me address the insecurity, to reassure the world that anytime there's an insecurity issue, a foreigner gets killed, we investigate thoroughly, we assure the loved one, and it's making fun of me. My mother was killed here, a black American was killed here, helping me, Aragona. It was only the black American, they helped the family, they gave family money. Me, as a foreigner, my mother was killed, they don't help me investigate nothing. And this man ignores me, and this is the attitude of a city that's supposed to host the World Cup. So please, worldwide, please care about your fellow human beings and care about yourself, care about Africans being abused here in America. So please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. I'm an important witness to help investigate this. And they said they can just kill you in America and say you're crazy. So now they don't let me use the bathroom. And they could do this to any other African that comes here for the World Cup trying to use the public bathroom. They say historically here in America they don't let blacks use the bathroom. It's a kind of like slavery, coercion, grooming. So this is what is going on. So please donate to my Cash App. Sometimes people donate to me in person. The same conditions apply. I'm not looking for any marriage with anybody. I'm not looking for any friendship. I'm not willing to be part of any cult. And in case I'm killed, only civil activists like me should administer my estate and get justice for me and my late mother, and donate the rest out to people suffering xenophobia like me and my late mother, and people who've been deported by Trump should be prioritized. No movie should be made about me. When I was younger, my mother said I looked like Michael Jackson. I don't really believe it. So I'm thinking they may try to kill me and claim I came to America to become Michael Jackson and died in the process. And because some people don't like Africans and they may think that will get people to watch the movie mocking on Africans, especially some black Americans that like Africans. They said recently they did another movie about Michael Jackson, and 100 people went and watched the preview. So they said anything associated with Michael Jackson will sell. So I've been knowing some Hollywood guys coming around us and begging for money, they don't give me any money. I guess they may be aware that I'm under FBI surveillance, but they just walk past me. So I guess they want to add credence to such a criminal scheme. In case I'm killed, the Hollywood guys then would now say, yeah, we used to see that person in New York all the time. And the first thing when we hear the voice or see the face, we think of Michael Jackson. We didn't know that person was going to be killed. We just didn't have any money to give the person. So they've been bringing a lot of Hollywood guys around me, some of the Hollywood heavyweights. I'm like, okay, why are they always stalking me right now? So there may be a plot by the Hollywood to have been killed by the gang. My mother said I was a part of a narcotic gang. So I guess this narcotic gang maybe also reassuring that the Hollywood we're going to kill this African, get the police to kill them or kill them, stab them to death in the bathroom somewhere, and then you can then come out with a movie. Say this person came to America to become Michael Jackson, but couldn't succeed. And then the Michael Jackson family will make the money. So no movie should be made about me. If I'm not allowed to participate and direct the movie, I'm very concerned about my image. And if any movie is going to be made about me, I have to be allowed to participate in the movie. Because even I told the immigration when they were trying to deport me to Nigeria, I said, I was being abused by my father also. And the immigration said, did I tell anybody, like my mother's daughters? I said, no. They said, why? I told them because I'm introverted. So my immigration phone number is 7795462 7795462. So you can see my immigration record. If FOIA can be done. I told the immigration that in 2000, when they arrested me, and I said, "Do I have any witnesses of my father abusing me? Did I tell anybody at the time?" I didn't tell nobody because I don't really tell people about all my life history. So my mother didn't really know much about my life history. They always lived here in America with my mother and stuff. And I lived a long time in Nigeria. So my mother brought them back to Nigeria for a year or so, but they were put in a boarding school, and my mother moved me to another place. Yeah, so we're never close together. And I was born a male. I'm not a woman. They've always been females and stuff, so we don't have anything in common. So I was talking with that Flora on Facebook, and I told her I'm not a woman. She said no, I will always call you a man. And since then, the police always call me a man. And that Bolani doesn't like gay also. She's always very condescending towards gays. So my mother's daughters, I'm from Nigeria. They hate me because I'm gay. And now my mother's daughters was the ones I always call you a man. I wouldn't call you a woman on Facebook. And now the police always arrest me and say, you're a man, you're not a woman. So the police are joining in to kill Africans and empowering Africans to kill other Africans. So this is a mess. So this is the hate crime going on in America. This is anytime I call it a genocide on African lives, the Instagram will ban me. So you're using strong words. Don't call it strong words. And this Eric Adams also starts saying he's too busy to answer me back. He doesn't address haters. So he helped a black American helping me. Eric Garner, when they killed him, he marched and helped his family resolve the case. Now that's me, it wouldn't help me. So they said there's a court order that said when the police remove you from a basement apartment, they have to put you in a hotel room. And some black Americans, the police removed them from their home from the Bronx last year because there was a fire. And this Ricardo went and met them and put them in a hotel room. I said, can you do the same thing for me? I have a green card. It's been stolen, but I'm still a permanent resident. I just don't have my green card with me. And my mother was a citizen, and we never got the assistance. These are the videos I sent to this Ricardo. I'm going to send it to him again. And he doesn't respond back to me. And he needs to be arrested for inciting violence against me. This is some black Americans who want Africans to be killed here. And some of them threatened me. So after my mother got killed, I used to go to Fulton and Franklin in a Chinese restaurant to eat. And they said, some of you, so those black Americans follow me into the Chinese restaurant, Fulton and Franklin, near the C train station and the C train station and the shuttle. I say, so you Africans think you're going to come here and be able to get any money from here? America said, no, we're going to kill you all. And Eric Adams said the same thing soon after that. After the police, anytime I try to use the bathroom, the police will invade the bathroom and throw me out. And finally, the police arrested me and put me in the psych ward. And anytime the police were harassing me in the bathroom, and I'll tell the police, I said in Ohio, and Nigeria became mayor. I said in Iowa, they're giving undocumented immigrant driver license. I said New York needs to copy Ohio and Iowa and welcome immigrant. I used to tell the police that. They said this Gadam is close to the police, and I used to tell them that on Quad Street, when they always attack me in the train station bathroom for customers, the women's bathroom for women customers. And Eric Adams was the borough president around 2019 across the street. He must have heard me because I would go in front of his office and be saying that after the police told me on the train station, don't let me use the bathroom. In the bathrooms for customers. So as soon as the police arrested me and dumped me in the psych ward, and this Eric Adams weeks later went to Harlem on January 2020, a day after my mother's birthday, and said, you outsiders, you're not going to be welcome in New York. Go to Ohio, Go to your Iowa. That's where you all belong. Don't come to New York. You're outsiders. We're not going to tolerate your speech. We're not going to, welcome your. We're not going to, you know, we're not going to accept your speech. We're not welcome here. New York belongs to real New Yorkers. You know. And then they started putting they used to put graffiti in the bathroom. Say die soon poser. Because sometimes people say, I speak with a fake American accent sometimes. That I've been living in America for so long, and so they put at the air train station bathroom. I used to use the men's bathroom then, 14th Street, and they put a graffiti die soon poser. Ever since then, the police invaded the bathroom I use. If I use the men's bathroom, invaded. If I use the women's bathroom, invaded. So they just keep switching me around. Now I'm a woman, I use the women's bathroom, and they invaded the women's bathroom. So there's a hate intent to kill me in the bathroom. They put a graffiti there I took a picture right away some years back, close to 2019, before the police came and choked me and dumped me in the cycle because I didn't die quick enough. And people surrounded as they were choking me here in Brooklyn and told them to stop. They were recording this on my YouTube. So there's a hate intent. They've already threatened me, say die soon poser. They say I speak with a fake American accent. I'm from Nigeria. So they want to kill me for my accent. So this is a hate crime. They say we Nigerians shouldn't even be talking American at all. So that's why they want to kill me. This is hate crime. So any bathroom I use, the police barge into the bathroom and drag me out. So please, if you are watching my video worldwide, please donate to my Cash App and NYC Homeless. I came here to buy memory card this August and they don't have it. They've been telling me to keep coming back since last year, and I'm tired of walking around. This is why I'm posting this video here. So I'm just so tired of walking around. I've been standing here for an hour now. So I always buy memory cards to insert to my phone, because when my memory runs out on my phone will stop working. I won't be able to upload videos anymore. It will crash my system. So that's why I always buy memory cards. And now they're hiding the memory cards from me. The police is monitoring you, the surveillance of every store, and they're telling people, just run this. They've been telling me to keep coming back since last year. Biden was still president when I came here last time, during Thanksgiving like this. I tell you, keep coming back. We'll order more memory cards for you. And each time I come here, they tell me, you just ran out, come back again. I'm like, I would like to go through your invoice. Are you really ordering these memory cards? At all their stores now, they're telling me we're running out of memory cards. As soon as we order it, people come, boom, buy it. I'm like, really? How come all of a sudden people don't have nothing to do than to be buying memory cards? I used to be able to buy memory cards in all the stores. But now for the past 2 years, they said Biden administration told the social media to be blocking people that make reports about the police department in America. So the YouTube also blocks me anytime I'm posting so many videos. So you've reached your limit for today. And they just arbitrarily arrive at the limit. So they block me on Instagram also. So please, before they silence me forever and kill me so I can't even post videos anymore. So please donate to my Cash App and NYC Homeless. And some of you like to donate to me in person. I'm a Nigerian stranded in America. I don't want to be removed to any other country because I have a lot to do here. I'm not even safe in any country. They can kill me in any other country also. So I have no choice. So I'm a Nigerian stranded in America. Please donate to my Cash App. My mother's been killed, and the lawyers here won't help me. At least if I have money, we can pay a lawyer to represent me and hide in my apartment and appear in court. So this is what is going on. So please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. I'm a Nigerian stranded in America. My green card has been stolen. My mother has been killed in Manhattan. So this is what's going on.